and welcome to this Aquarius inspired reading for the time of May 2025. This is actually a timeless reading, but I am recording this on May 5th, 2025, and I'm working with this time quality. But whenever you find this video, whenever you find this reading, and it is helpful to you and you're drawn to this and to the title, then please, don't stick too much with the exact date. All right, so I am using the tarot cards, the symbolism of the tarot, as well as the symbolism of Western astrology to dive deeper. Oh my God, dive deeper into maybe subconscious and unconscious layers of our personality, and we can hopefully find some answers, some directions here on how to really make our manifestations happen by, I want to say, dissecting a little bit and maybe pinpointing to things that we haven't been aware of. So I'm not telling you your future. I am not making predictions. I am just reading the cards. All right, so let's see what we have here. I do firmly believe in, having to really identify our themes and topics and blockages to be able to transform them and move them. And I think that's why for a lot of people manifestation doesn't work, because they want to spiritually bypass. I do very much believe in manifestation, don't get me wrong. But I also understand that you cannot spiritually bypass, and I do like to do, I don't know why I'm doing this weird TED talk, but maybe you feel like you have to explain yourself a lot, Aquarius, these days. Yeah, that's it. High Priestess, confirmation. Maybe you have to complain. Maybe you have to complain and explain. Maybe you're complaining that you have to explain yourself. Wow, what a reading. What's going on? I mean, I know what's going on. Pluto just turned retrograde in your sign, which just happened yesterday, which is kind of a big deal. So this might be a little irritating. But yeah, you might have to explain and defend your vision of happiness and abundance for the future to people, maybe. Or maybe you can tell, I found a new vision for how to be happy, 10 of Cups, doing the right thing to get there, to also manifest that independence and to share that independence, that very real independence, 9 of coins, with other people. Again, 10 of Cups. And I feel very tuned in, tapped in to the universe I'm co-creating. I can tell that I'm drawing things in. I can tell that things are coming my way. But maybe I have to explain myself. Or maybe I want to explain myself and nobody is listening. Maybe nobody understands. And that's also very much of an Aquarius type of thing, where we feel like we're so much out of the box that it's hard to make people see what our little matrix that we're seeing and building and having and that we are being part of is actually all about. Because some people might not be tapped in that much, and tuned in that much. But you're very tuned in, I think, into your vision of happiness, of abundance, of wealth, of gains. Very tapped in. I love it. So now with the retrograde, we might be revisiting some topics here when it comes to your sun. Ooh, the Fool card. Yes, this is again the Fool and the High Priestess in combination, and that's why I talked so much about manifestation, I suppose, because these are very powerful cards when it comes to manifestation. This is really drawing in the vision even more and more, using your imagination, using your joy also of creation, using your joy of fantasy, of having a fantasy, of making possibilities, or of opening up to possibilities in our own imagination, of really letting our mind run free. This is the Fool. The Fool is really not restricting himself or herself to any outcomes or any goals. He's just like letting the full experience of life and of creation go through him and work through him with a very open heart, with a very potent self that is yet to be formed, which would be the magician, would be the potent self. The Fool is kind of the zero, not kind of, it's the zero energy. It's like the offspring, it's like the black hole in which, or the I'm trying to find a good word. Because it's not the black hole, that would be more of a feminine archetypal energy in a mystical sense. But he is the very beginning, you know, the alpha and the omega at the same time. It's like 0 equals 2. It's like a mystic connotation. He's everything and nothing at the same time. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Ooh, wow, okay. Especially when you lead with love. 2 of Cups. Aquarius, this is very, very powerful. 2 of Cups, honest and open heart connections. Connecting through the power of the heart with whatever or whomever. You know, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a romantic thing, but it really is more than that, in my opinion. It is souls connecting. Yeah, it's souls connecting, and it does not have to be sexual. It can be purely platonic, it can be friendships, it can be family, but it's souls connecting on a deeper level, and it's a mutual, and that's very important for all my romantic tarot girlies out there. Very important to really look at the mutual exchange and the balance in this card, you know. It's perfectly symmetrical. These 2 cups pour into each other with the 2 dolphins and the lotus in front, and it's going back into the waters, and then love has sprung from the waters through the lotus into these 2 cups, and it's a never-ending cycle. It's just a perfect perpetuum mobile, and it is giving. Giving and receiving, an equal give and receive. And this is, I think, much about life. With this Fool energy, it's just like, I'm ready to receive and give, you know, I'm ready to radiate all the love, and I'm ready to receive all the love. He's armed in, he's wearing an armor that is green, which is the heart chakra. So he really is moving from his heart. That's the Fool. Fool energy is moving from heart energy. And I'm getting goosebumpy all over while I say this. So much symbolism in the Fool card, I cannot even start. You know, I'm working on a course. It will be happening eventually. I'm not gonna, you know, if you are interested in pre-ordering and subscribing, that is a good idea. You can do that and let me know via email, and you find everything in the description box for that. Wow, this is something. Aquarius, this reading is something. I was so hesitant to make this reading. I was like, something was not right with my hair, and like the camera and everything was annoying, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go with it. And maybe this is, yeah, maybe this is a feeling where you're like, no, there is on the other side of this annoyance, maybe to have to explain to people things or whatever, there is the right environment for me. There's just the right thing for me. There's the completion for me. There's the passion. There's the joy. There's the fulfillment. This could be a realization. It doesn't have to be a materialization right now, but a realization of what it really needs and what you really need in another person, maybe. And yes, I'm talking romantic relationships and partnerships, to really feel fulfilled. And this is a deep knowledge and a deep knowing and a certainty how it's supposed to look like. Because this, if we have this in this lifetime, if we are blessed enough, I want to say, to be able to experience this picture that I have in front of me here with the Fool, the Love card, and the Four of Wands, which means completion. And it's also some type of romantic card. It's a very passionate card. It's the passion also between two people, or between places and people, between maybe an activity. It's like the passion for life. It's also the challenge of it that is exciting, but in a good way. It's that friction that makes us grow, but it's not uncomfortable. It's like, it's just the right amount of friction to keep things exciting. And this, if we have this experience, we've won in life. Because who cares how much money you have? Which at least it seems like you're fine, you know. With the Nine of Pentacles, we're like in a good place. We're independent. We know how to do our thing and feel good about ourselves. We know our worth. But if we can have this, then we got it all, baby. This is really all you need. If you can live life like this, I feel like you're living life to the fullest. Living life to the fullest. This is what I'm gonna name this, really. I need to write this down. Living life to the fullest. Aquarius. Nice. I love it. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, let's look at relationships. This is very much giving me relationship vibes. At least it's giving me vibes like we want to have a human exchange on a meaningful level that is joyful, that is fun, that is open to possibilities, that is not fear-based. This is very much the Fool energy is very much not fear-based. I love it. It's so good. It's so refreshing. Okay, so this is for you and another person. It doesn't have to be romantic, as I said, but probably one particular person that you're thinking of that you are wanting to know more about. All right, this other person... Temperance, wonderful. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, doesn't have to be. Temperance card is somebody who really figured out how to make gold, in a sense, you know. The Temperance card is really combining the incombinable, if that's a word, the fire and the water energy, putting it together and understanding how to balance those two types of energies, which means like the more active, more motivated, more forward, fiery, passionate energy, in contrary to the more receiving, more feminine, more transformative, more internal energy, more receptive energy. So by balancing those two out, which the Temperance card is doing, that's why it's a card of balance, we've found a masterful and artful way of moving in temperance, and therefore gaining also very masterful and artful results in our own life. That's why this card in the Crowley deck is also called art. It is finding just the right solution, just the right combination of things, just the right recipe. And that's why it's also a card of healing. Everybody needs a different type of combination. It's not the same for everybody. It's not a 50-50, you know. It's like not about it's not about symmetry at all. This card is not very symmetrical at all. It is about constant adjustment and movement on a more primal level, not so much on a mind level, but really more on a feeling level, experiencing. Wow, okay, this is a great person. Maybe you're dealing with an artsy person. Somebody has mastered something. They might not be communicating too much with you right now or moving very fast, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Ooh, the sun. What a come on now. What is this? We're living in the Garden of Eden. It's like a story of the gods. It's the Sun card, okay? The Sun card and the Temperance card. I mean, you guys, there's people surrounding you or a certain person, or you might want to surround yourself with people now where you can bring, I think, a lot of light, a lot of openness, a lot of fun, all this great fun energy that I was just describing to a situation, and shine a light also on the greatness and on the skillfulness and on the healing powers of another person. This is a beautiful combination. Very beautiful. Two major arcana, two very divine energies coming together. I feel like the sun is also divine energy, you know, very creative. The Temperance card is an angelic energy, so it's a really divine energy here. Very playful at the same time. You can go out and play right now, but in a most special and beautiful way. Don't worry about somebody not being like, you know, full heads on. It's like their way of doing things. It's just much more graceful, you know. It's this person, it seems like a person has a lot of grace here. A lot of grace. I love this. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. I'm overwhelmed by the beauty of this. Okay, Queen of Cups in the reverse. Somebody might also be in a place of healing themselves, and that's why they move not as fast or not as enthusiastic. We have a Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands, which could be a, you know, Queen of Cups in the reverse, Eight of Wands. It could be a situation from the past that is resolving or has resolved. When we talk about solutions, you know, resolving. The Temperance card in old, or in the Crowley deck, or in just teachings, it's also coming from the Latin solve e congulare, which means solve and dissolve and put together again. So it's like an alchemical type of energy. So somebody might have worked themselves through, or are still in the process of working themselves through old patterns of emotional instability, which could be the Queen of Cups in the reverse. But you're not threatening to them, I think. With the Sun card, we might bring the light, yes, in the sense that it could also be illuminating something, bringing something to light, but not in a devil type of sense, where it's like, here it is. It's not mean or mean-spirited. Oh, here is something that needs to, well, that needs to be, I suppose, addressed. The Lovers in the reverse. All right. Somebody might not be showing that they are not trusting this, but you're not bothered. The Empress, Nine of Cups. I think you're so in your power and in your emotional stability here, Nine of Cups, beautiful, that it is not bothering you. You're just being yourself, you know. With the Sun card, we're just like, what else can we be with other people rather than ourselves? And if somebody is not, if that's not for the other person, then that's just not, because we're really looking for these deeper connections here. We're really looking for people who we can connect with. You can still play with other people. You might still have, you know, a superficial little fun encounter, with a very graceful, interesting person that has a lot to offer and is very fascinating in a sense. But it doesn't mean that we have to fully engage and commit with somebody, or somebody wants to do that with us. You know, we sometimes we see the beauty in somebody and they cannot quite step into that trust, or cannot quite step into that wonder of life, that beauty is everywhere, where you are right now with the Fool, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands. I just recently saw this really very fascinating, you know, some random another podcast or something. I don't know how much there are already, but it was a good, I liked the impulse because I've never heard it before, in this sense that I think it was a dating coach or something, or relationship stuff. Sometimes people don't see you, or they cannot be the person that you see in them and the potential that you bring, because they are not there yet. Because in reality, we can fall in love with the whole world every day. It is not this one specific person. And this makes it easier sometimes to grieve this one specific person that maybe left us or whatever, or doesn't see us, because it's much more important, who are you in this? You are the person who sees the beauty in somebody, the potential. I know it's not always the best to see potential in somebody, and we need to be careful with that because we can get into trouble, but still, it's grieving a situation that hasn't unfolded in a way that we've hoped that it's the right thing for us. It does not have to, and even a person leaving, it does not, or not perceiving us for who we are, even though we're showing themselves. Maybe they just don't have the space. And in this case, it really seems a lot like, you know, the Sun is more evolved than the Temperance card. The Temperance is the number 14, the Sun is the number 19. So you're a couple of steps further than another person. They're in a beautiful space, don't get me wrong. They're figuring stuff out. This is very advanced. But the Sun is, I mean, the Sun is king, you know, the Sun is the number 6, the Sun is beauty, it's pure beauty. It's balance, it's who we are, and we're fully there and fully present and fully showing, and that can sometimes, it's not that it's too much for people, because I don't feel like it's too much, but some people are just not there yet, you know, and that's fine. And that's why they cannot really let themselves fall. And that's why we have the Empress in the reverse, because this is not something that, you know, needs to, you cannot force it, and it's not organically growing, because you cannot force something to grow when somebody is not there yet. You know, you cannot tell the plant, it's like, why are you not blossoming yet? It's not gonna start, you know, it needs these, it needs to go through certain steps, and I feel like you are just a couple of steps ahead in such a, but you can still appreciate the stations of maybe one specific person or certain type of people who are in this process of finding the grace of life. I always feel like the Temperance card is a very graceful card. So yeah, whoa, this is a goosebumpy reading because there's so much beauty in it, you know, and you're really shining here in your convictions of all this beautiful stuff, of this freedom and joy and love and connection and giving and excitement and fun, and I mean, and also being completely fine with somebody not, you know, not getting something out of somebody. The Hermit, being in your complete like wisdom, like having that wisdom to just shine on your own and attract the right environment therefore. Amazing, amazing. Where is all the Aquariuses? I don't know enough Aquariuses, unfortunately, I feel like. So yeah, this is an animal spirit card, just for, oh yeah, the Swan. this one is talking for me about, you know, finding soulmates, monogamous relationships and stuff, but in this deck it's saying it's time to dive deeper. And it's also, I feel like it's time to dive deeper in relationships, to find really the things that resonate on a deeper level and are give and take when it comes to your soul and your very inner being and your very outer being as well, with the Sun card. So love, love, love. This is just a lot of love that I see here, and I'm fascinated by this person, you know, or by this energy. I want to be around that energy, so I'm gonna be on the lookout for Aquarius people. All right, so Aquarius, please check out the description box and please like, subscribe, comment if you like these readings. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.